just thinking about how I have these teachers that I follow and that I'm learning from, and I just binge them all day. I binge them all the time because it's like gathering around the best influences that you want to have. Like, you want to do what your mom always wished that you would do and simply hang out with good influences all day, right? And I was like, man, well, what kind of things do I have available for binging? And I know I have some, but I want to create some more stuff that's kind of just in this space, in the heart of the belief that I carry around humanity and the body and why it matters and all these types of things. So when the title of this that I have is you are a better person when you are connected to your body. And when you do so, it's like, here's why you're a better person than people that aren't connected to their bodies. Damn them. Shame them. I'm just kidding. Shame is never the way that I go about helping people in my coaching. It's looking at things and wondering, why do you shame that part of yourself and all that kind of thing. Right. But people that are connected to their bodies are more grounded, which means that they are easier to talk to. They're more stable, which means they're less likely to fly off the handle. They have a deeper connection to their emotions, which again speaks to their stability and their ability to lead other human beings, to be a safe place for other human beings. It means they're less likely to dissociate from themselves or from other people. Like, these are the people you want to date. If you want to be a person that people want to date and have a healthy relationship with, you should connect to your body, which means that you are patient and observant, and you're able to withstand sensation more. You're able to even enjoy sensation more, and I can't even tell you what a difference that makes in sex and caring for another person and experiencing intimacy in another person. One of the influences that I have is from Buddhist Vipassana meditation, right? When they just say, like, everything that you don't like about your life means that you're uncomfortable with the way it feels, right? It's the sensation that you have in your body. And they teach what they call equanimity, where you're just equanimous and you're just watching it pass by over and over again. And I want to tell more stories kind of around this type of thing. So when I was less connected to my body, let's see, what would be a good story around that? And I love that I'm just like practicing this. I feel zero pressure. This is a rough draft, maybe, for something moving forward. What stories do I have? Like, why the fuck did I start caring so much about body awareness and feeling connected? Okay, here's like some easy ones. When I went to the Tantra Festival at the beginning, right before pandemic lockdown, it was February 2020, so like literally right before, I went to this thing in Hawaii and experienced a new level of what it was like for people to be grounded in their bodies, right? And it wasn't because I had sex with anybody. I didn't, right? I was around these people that were the best fucking listeners I've ever been around. You could just tell that they weren't like up in their heads or somewhere else or like waiting for their turn to talk. They were present. And I was sitting at breakfast, and this guy John, it was the first conversation I ever had with him, was sitting there next to me. And I'm chatting about something, and I got into something about my dad and my relationship with him. And then something came up that was distracting. And when I turned back to this guy John, he was like, it sounds like the dumbest thing in the world, but he was just so attentive and fully present that I was literally shocked. I was like, what the fuck? Like, who who is this person? He was listening to me better than I've ever been listened to in my whole life. He didn't shy away from eye contact. I didn't feel like he was trying to get anything from me, and he wasn't. Because later on, this dude and I did kiss, and I had asked him, because I was less grounded in my body, I asked him if I could go stay the night with him. And I did. And he was like, hey, like, just like, no, like, I don't want to do anything. You know, but I'm also fine with you staying the night. Like, come on over. He took me to his Airbnb. And he was like, hey, I don't want to do anything. And also, I sleep naked. Like, is that fine? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. And and that's right. The only kiss I actually had with him was the next morning when I was like, can I kiss you? And he was like, sure. And so we had a kiss. But like, he was totally within himself, within his feelings. There was no argument from his body about what was good for him. Right? So it's one of my examples of just witnessing a human that was so aware of themselves and so deeply connected to their truth and what they wanted that I could feel as if they had roots digging down into the center of the earth. Does that mean that John is perfect, or that he didn't have things that came up for him? Of course not. But he had this connection that was amazing. I also saw a woman dancing at the place I was staying, this eco resort. There was a community hall, and I went in. I was just reading a book by myself, and there was nobody else there. And a woman came in, and she put on some music, and she started dancing, and I was kind of off to the side. And I was watching her dance, and I'm really good at picking up these things about, like, oh, where somebody could use a compliment or like an uplifting thing or whatever. She was the most self-contained human I've ever seen dance in my life. Like, it was so clear that she took so much self-sustaining pleasure in her body for dancing that it was not for any applause. There was no holding back. There was no thing that she was seeking from others. She was simply experiencing the pleasure of her own body and what dance made her feel. And those are two of the examples that I have of people that I hold as a standard in my experience of being like, wow, that's incredible. And that's the kind of thing that I love doing for people, is being with them and not needing anything to change. Just being that grounded, centered person. You know, I actually worked with some children last week, and one of them, which was probably a 7-year-old, something like that. His older sister was 9, so I'm going to say 7. I was sitting there talking to them, just giving them kind of like a rundown a little bit about like what connecting feels like and what spirituality feels like. We were going over not trying to suppress their intuitions and their feelings and their sights, right? And I just simply guide them through a little meditation thing about like, what do you feel when you tune into your body? And the 7-year-old was like, I feel much calmer. I feel more connected. I feel less anxious, which is something that he's been going through. And kudos to the mom for having kids that already have some of this vocabulary. But it was really beautiful to watch. So when you spend time understanding what it feels like to be in your body on a more regular basis, it's a trick that you can use absolutely whenever, because you're always with yourself. And if you find yourself lying off the handle in crazy thoughts, unhelpful beliefs, things like that, which I can go into much more in other things. This is something that I do in sessions with people when they start to feel like they kind of drift away a little bit, or they get a little panicky. ask them, what are they feeling? And it just brings you back to your human, to your grounded 3D spacesuit that you're in. You go, I'm feeling this. And I mean that. Like, what are you literally feeling? Because people will, like, try to put an emotion on it or try to put a label on it, or they'll try, it's really common that people will try to analyze and explain it and say why they're feeling that way and all that stuff before they actually bother to feel it. Like, there's amazing how many ways we have of avoiding actually feeling. We just keep coming back. No. What are you feeling? What are you feeling? What are you literally feeling? Okay, you said that you're feeling sad. What are you feeling? How does that show up for you? And now I guide people towards all. If you want to try to deeply connect, like how your thoughts and how your body and all of these things are related, you can take a piece of paper, draw a little figure, a stick figure or whatever, a bubble man, like one of like the Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters, or try to do a good job drawing yourself, and you can just sit down and meditate a bit, and every time you notice that you feel something, write down what you feel, or write down a word, write down the sensation that comes up, the thought, because it's not, it's something that's moving through you, and that's something that'll really trip you out and bring you a different perspective and connection. So I hope you enjoy that idea. I know that I want to date people that are connected to their bodies. I love my fiance, and sometimes I wish that he was more interested in connecting to his body, but he has other things that he's focused on right now. But if that's a wish for the world, it would be for people to do that, because it's impossible to fly off the handle as much when you are deeply connected to your body, and even the experience of emotions is much deeper and richer and fuller and less avoidant, so that the emotion can actually make its way through you in the path that it needs to, rather than getting caught up in story or in something that you can't quite digest, which will cause illness later in your life. Being connected to your body connects you to your spirit and to your vision, and gets you in touch with important things around your future. It helps you process anything that comes up better. So, connecting to your body makes you a better person. Love you. I love you guys so much.